What's up, Stitt-Heads? Welcome back. Ah, yeah, man. So anyways, I was supposed to have had a different guest on a few weeks ago who decided to cancel on me because apparently Facebook posts are so mean and offensive. And that's actually going to be part of the conversation tonight is, oh, words are offensive, words are violence. So anyways, the person that was going to be on was, of course, a Hollywood lefty actor and got pissed off about me talking about the trans shooter and all that and everything a couple weeks ago. So I was like, well, fuck it, if somebody doesn't want to talk about the word faggot or they're afraid of it, then I'll bring on my buddy Nate from Reality Czars, who always loves to say the word faggot. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, dude. Yeah, I don't shy away from any no-no words. And it's gotten me in trouble. I've lost jobs, I've lost friends, but I'm not playing your fucking bullshit, dude. Words are
Yeah,
not yeah, like I don't intentionally try to offend. Well, on Schizo News Network, we definitely are intending to try to offend people, but that's because it's dark humor. But in my everyday life, I don't go up to fucking black people and call them the N-word. That's
right.
ridiculous, dude. That's not what we do here. But you know what I'm saying? Is like we can't shy away from words. We cannot be controlled. That is the biggest thing. Is because they're not even really offended themselves. They just want to control your actions. They want to control your speech. It's all compel. They're bastards, and I'm not playing your game. Fuck you.
It's some Ministry of Truth 1984 kind of shit, man. It's exactly what it is words are violence, and you said these meany things, and then it causes this other person to do these bad things, and you're like, no, that's not how it fucking works, man. Like,
Dude, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today.
yes, sir.
Their justification is words are violence. So, from anyone that doesn't know who I am, my name is Nate. I'm from the Reality Czars. The show started as like a libertarian anarchist, questioning, medical freedom kind of podcast. And then we kind of dipped our toes into all kinds of conspiracies because the world got crazy. And I'm kind of more of a like a disaffected right winger at this point. I don't even really use the term libertarian anymore. And one of the reasons why is because back in the day, I was always trying to make coalitions with the left libertarians. I'm like, dude, we hate the state. We want to, we want to do this together, right? Like right and left, we can do this. Anarchy, unity and anarchy. Um, but the thing is, uh, you can like even left libertarians, you can get them to agree to this goofy notion of the non-aggression principle, which is important. Like,
Mhm.
do no harm, but take no shit, that sort of thing, right? Where the non-aggression principle means like I literally, as long as I'm not harming anyone else, I can do whatever the fuck I want to myself or my own property, right? That's the whole idea of the non-aggression principle. And we're
Mhm.
not going to aggress on our neighbor, but we will defend ourselves. Here's the problem: the left views words as violence. So there, the all the what it comes down to is what is your definition of aggression?
Right.
And we can't agree on that with the right libertarians and the left libertarians because they will say, if I say tranny, nigger, faggot, kike, retard, I have now I might as well shot somebody in the face.
You're a murderer. Yes. Yeah.
So any justification is it's okay. You can come and kill me, and that is the issue that we're having right now with these psychotic, moronic, spoon-fed with MK Ultra uh, pieces of shit right now, dude. It's
Basically.
really fucking interesting, dude. Because I mean, I don't know which one you want to dip into first. Because I mean, obviously that girl wasn't doing anything. We're going to talk about Iryna yada 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 Kovikovich or whatever the fuck her name is.
Mhm.
Um, Poor thing, rest in peace.
The
Uh,
left only cares about Ukraine when it's tax dollars, but go ahead.
yes, but then we were also going to talk about Charlie Kirk, who was a very nice dude. He was very influential
For sure.
for me when I was early in libertarianism, like when I was still like a goofball, and I was like kind of conservative slash libertarian, conservatarian, and he was a nice guy. I even reached out to him a couple times. He always answered my emails
That's cool.
or my messages. He followed me on Twitter on my old account, and we followed each other and even chatted a couple times.
That's
Nice
cool.
gentleman.
Well,
Uh,
he's an interesting fellow because if it's that whole paradigm. It's like, oh well, he's on the right, so that means if you listen to anything he says, that means you're a right winger, and then blah. And it's like, no, just people like that's their words. Like that's the thing that he actually did differently than others. And I didn't agree with him on absolutely some things, is Zionism and stuff like that for the last couple years since October 7th. But he started also fading on that in the past couple of months too, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how to share videos on here, but I was gonna look for him. Yeah, there's
Let's see.
absolutely there's a couple cases of him recently. And that is exactly what I was gonna say, Derek, is that like obviously I probably don't agree with you on everything, Derek. We're all individuals, we're all humans, and we all have different opinions, and I don't have to fucking agree with you on everything to know that you shouldn't be shot in the fucking face.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Um, Even those left retards, I don't want you dead, dummy, unless you're going to do this. But honestly, dude, I'm curious because, dude, it's still early, and this is why I don't like make statements of truth. These are all my opinions. Okay. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I don't know shit about this dude. Like they say he's a lefty, then he's not a lefty. It was this guy, now it wasn't this guy. He for sure wrote like tranny stuff and all kinds of Antifa stuff on the bullets. And then last night I was talking to Thomas. He was saying there's TRNs like written on the bullet shells, but that's like from the manufacturer.
That's
There's
the
some type of
manufacturer company.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like it's not a tranny thing. And then and
Well,
then
that was what
Alex
was stamped.
Jones last night as I was falling asleep at like 2 in the morning was like, it's confirmed 100%. This is a radical leftist and blah 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 blah. Like, but I wasn't really paying attention. So I don't fucking know what's happening
Well,
because
here's
people are
one
saying he's
update that,
also his dad was a pastor. He
uh-huh,
seemed like a right winger,
and a
but
cop. So there's
yeah,
always a law enforcement thing. The screen share should be allowed. It might have to ask you to click the permission thing, but it shows that it's
gotcha.
allowed. But yeah, on that same thing, I don't know if you saw the most recent update from like a couple hours ago. So turns out that I guess one of the people, the one that kind of noticed first, not the dad turning him in, but the roommate of the shooter, apparently is the one that started saying like, "Hey, here's all our Discord chats and here's everything else that had been going on." You're like, "Oh, okay, this is looking like a almost a digital manifesto in a way." But wait, Billy Mays, there's more. Fucking so everybody's like, see, look, the left is all screaming that like it's not a lefty, it's a right wing guy, and his dad's a this and a blah blah. Well, also come to find out his partner, I use the word partner, the roommate is confirmed that basically the shooter's boyfriend was a furry that's a male that's transitioning to female currently. So you're like, oh, there it is. I'm not saying that's necessarily it, but it's like it's so weird that we're waiting. It's almost like we're waiting for the punchline at that point now. It's like, oh, where's the training narrative in there? Boom. Whether it's a psyop or whether it's fucking real.
I thought you were saying a different N word. Yeah. Where's the
But no,
training?
I'm saying I know I've seen the video. Unfortunately, I don't really wish on anybody to go watch that close up. That's fucked
Yeah,
up. But
dude, I'm getting soft, to be honest with you. I don't like looking at that shit. I don't want to
no,
watch the poor girl getting stabbed on the bus. I don't want to see Charlie Kirk getting his fucking neck blown out. It's fucking terrible. I did do enough due diligence to watch the guys doing hand signals in the background and
saw
then
that.
did a little bit of research on the disappearing ring and all that dumb stuff. Uh, Look, everybody that's listening to this, you can have any opinion you want. I'm not going full schizo on this. I think it's retarded. He is a real human being that died. He was a married man with kids. He was a nice enough dude. I don't know if he had Fed connections. I'm sure he did to some degree. You kind of have to be like 18 years old and and like to get into that fucking level of power and then now be like one of the biggest fundraisers for the right wing period and be the most influential person in the Republican like sphere period for young people. I think you probably do have to have some weird connections. I don't fucking know, but I know that he was a real human being.
Hmm.
I'm not playing that he's a hologram or he's playing it's an actor and this that.
Yeah,
Here's the
fuck
thing about
that.
false flags, dude. False flags are real.
And people really fucking
And this
die in
could
them.
definitely be something to try to kick something off, but it doesn't mean that people don't die. And it doesn't mean, like, I don't think he was in on it. I don't think this was like a fucking skit. I think that there's psychopathic pieces of shit that'll take opportunities to cause chaos. And he was an expendable piece because he started venturing into territory that they didn't want him to.
Yeah. And a weird thing that I kind of started thinking, and I've heard a few other people say it recently in the last day too, is like man, uh, the idea that he was 31 years old. And then I didn't realize, I'm like, holy shit, he has the same date. My birthday is October 13th. I'm older than him, but I was like, holy shit, he's October 14th. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But I'm saying, like, he's about to be 32 years old in a month. And what's the minimum age of presidency? I believe it's 36 or 36 and a half, I think is what it is, something
Five,
weird like that.
maybe. I don't remember. Yeah,
But
something like that.
anyways, a lot of people were like, this motherfucker could have been like president in the next 5 or 10 years, possibly. It's kind
I
of really
expected
interesting
him
to
to
think.
run. I
Yeah.
expected him to run. Yeah, they've been saying it for years. Charlie Kirk's going to be president.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, since the first time I ever heard who used to push that all the time was that black lady. Candace Owens used to fucking talk about that all the time. That Charlie Kirk is going to be president someday.
Well, what do you think on him turning on the whole the noticing of Israel and shit like that, and calling out the
Well,
Qatar bombing, and then
I've got a video to share if you want to play it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not pulling up for some reason.
I haven't tried yet, so don't.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Screen, Google. Just bear with me, everybody that's listening to this, because I've never done screen sharing on Zoom before, and it seems kind of Let's see here. Chrome unknown. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my
A Zoom allows workspace share my screen. Okay. What do I have to do? I have to do all kinds of dumb things right now. Here we go. Okay. Then I gotta type in my password. Hold on.
No, you're cool. But no, dude, it's interesting. Like as you're pulling that up, it doesn't mean that like it's so fucking funny how like a lot of the and I'm not calling anybody out, but like all the conspiracy people in the realms that we, dip our toes in and stuff, and the people we know, it's interesting to see how some people are like already like, oh, the this and then it's a ritual, and there's I saw
Oh,
Ryder
dude.
Lee posting like, why does everybody have to put ritual right after everything? It's like, yeah, dude, because there is this sensationalism right now to where it's like we don't know shit, and the more time you let it sit and wait, the more evidence you'll kind of find. So I don't know, man. It's a strange situation, but the Israel thing is definitely interesting.
100%, dude. 100%. Okay, so I think I need to make. Okay, so I'm gonna share this real fast. Um, so let me know.
There we go. Yep, I see it.
Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna unmute this real quick, and let's watch this. This is essentially, and maybe it. We'll talk about it.
And
Anyways,
you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite.
It's been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith isn't allowed to criticize Israel. What both sides, the Israeli side was
You're not allowed to,
overrepresented.
though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. My moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this.
It's
No,
like
but
some
hold
rule.
on, but
You can't go there when it comes to Israel.
well, you and I believe that we're Americans and Americans first. Period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation.
hey, that's crime. That's anti-Semitic. That's
Oh, I know,
anti-Semitic. You
right?
can't be America first.
And Israel, we have funded, we have supported. I host a person that I moderate the debate of my group, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate, and my moral character is being put into question. And so I think it's a hyper paranoid, like we're gonna just stamp out everything type of practice, but it goes to the point where if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government about backlash than actual Israelis do. The way you are treating me.
Interesting. So there's another
Hmm.
one too that's kind of prominent out there where he starts like naming names and shit. He said, but essentially, dude, like, so Josh Hammer was debating Dave Smith, and a lot of people are saying Dave Smith is the reason why he got taken out by Mossad,
Even
which is
Dave Smith
funny.
addressed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love Dave Smith.
I do
That
too.
was my original red pill daddy. Actually, he's the one that like woke me up to libertarianism and turned me from a socialist into a free market psycho. But uh, it is interesting. I don't know, dude. I don't know. There's one of the things that we can sit here and speculate all day. We're never gonna know. They're like the powers that be. We're never ever really gonna know,
Hmm.
or at least it's never gonna be accepted in the mainstream. Maybe we'll actually get some receipts. Like, dude, just the other fucking day, like 2 days ago, a bunch of emails came out with direct, because this is the big thing they were talking about too. They were trying to say there's no direct connection with Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad or the Israeli government, and they're like, that's complete bullshit. A bunch of emails came out from what the fuck is his name? Former prime minister directly talking with Jeffrey Epstein, and they're sitting there, and
Oh,
he's talking about getting him people.
the
Uh,
Ehud Barak.
yeah, Ehud Barat. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting stuff, dude. I don't want to say it all goes back to Israel, but oh
Man, it's a big
my.
proponent for sure. And actually, Ehud was actually apparently, I believe it was him, was staying with Epstein at times too. Like not just like traveling to the island, like staying at the island and staying at his Manhattan residence and shit too. And so, yeah, dude, it's weirdly like it's like this whole thing I've been trying to scream to my friends because everybody's like, we're going to fucking civil war, we're going to race war, we're going. I mean, it was ready the moment that the video of the Ukrainian girl come out getting stabbed. The race relation war just blew up fucking tenfold. And then a day or two later, because that's when it hit the mainstream news, a day or two later, then Charlie Kirk is shot. And then you're like, and it's a day before 9/11, which is already a tragic day for a lot of people. It's like they're ramping up like whatever the fuck is going on. Like they just turned the knob all the way to 11. Spinal Tap reference, but it's
That
really
was
strange.
my first tweet. Well, I don't know if it was my first tweet about it, but one of the first tweets I had about it was like, anyone telling you to get like anyone calling for violence right now, pay attention to who they are and know that they're not your friend or your ally.
Mm-hmm,
Yes, you're right. The fucking heat is getting turned up, and they want a Civil War II Electric Boogaloo so fucking bad.
for sure.
Uh, and they want, dude. This is helter skelter, dude. They want fucking race war now.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. They're ramping them all up. Yes, red versus blue, black versus white, gay versus straight. This versus like you're like fuck. It's like a goddamn Mexican standoff, man. Everybody's all fucking coming to the party.
but that's the thing. Nobody is.
Yeah.
And if you only pay attention to Twitter, you think it is, because holy shit, dude. Like 2 days ago when I was on fucking Twitter, the only thing I could see is like, fuck niggers, like
Yeah.
it was all the I can't believe it. Look, they just murder, and then there was just like video after video compilation, video compilation, video compilation of a young white kid, white woman, young man, old lady just
Yep.
getting punched in the head, get stabbed, get thrown in front of a train. It was just like over. And dude, I'm telling you, this is CIA propaganda trying to start a fucking war here. You're right, dude. I mean, it sucks. I think people are a little smarter than they were. Like, I mean, you can. I was talking about this with like Thomas yesterday. We were talking a little bit about like PatCon, and like that's what they were trying to do back in the day, like when after Waco happened, right? And then after Ruby Ridge happened, I mean, this was justification for Timothy McVeigh that he was saying like, look, you guys are trying to fucking come after the right wing, you're trying to come after the militia movements, you're trying to come after anybody that believes in gun rights, anyone that wants sovereignty. So fuck you, I'm gonna do this. And then we were discussing about like Elohim City, which was like the most, it was like supposedly filled, which it's funny they use a Jewish name like Elohim City, but
Yeah.
it
Where
was
was that
supposedly
again?
filled with white supremacists. I don't remember where geographically it is. It's like in Oklahoma or something. I think
Oh, it
Elohim
is in
is.
Oklahoma. No shit. That's what I was kind
I,
of thinking because I'm in
I think
Oklahoma.
it is.
Yeah. Anyways, though, yeah.
But Elohim City was like basically ran and operated by white supremacists, and I'm going to put that in quotes, quote unquote, unquote, because and it was. I mean, everyone there had a hateful ideology, but it was like this half was like the ATF was working over here, the CIA was over here, the FBI was over here, that like,
Mm.
and it was all just like Fed agencies, and I think it was like, dude, it was like 40% of Elohim City was just government agents.
Yeah, it
Like
makes
it was
sense.
some wild like that.
It's like some
And
Barry Seal shit. Everybody all swarms in at the same time. They're pissed
well,
off and
and
they're like,
then
"Hey, I got jurisdiction."
Yeah, and supposedly they didn't even work with each other, so they didn't know who the feds were and weren't, and so they
Yeah,
were all
right,
trying to
right.
like entrap each other, and
But it's that
like a
Spider-Man
fucking
meme where everybody's
clusterfuck.
pointing at each other.
Exactly, dude. So like, there's serious questions about Timothy McVeigh. Obviously, there was somebody else involved.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there was a bunch of stuff, dude. But like, so all of this was always used like after Timothy McVeigh. Like they squashed the militia movement. It was over. It was done. That was
Hmm.
the death knell, and they were able to
Assault
just
rifle
fucking
ban and
destroy it.
everything included. Yeah.
And dude, I think this is definitely going to be used. Like, dude, you watch the right wing right now. Like, if people are not careful, you're going to start getting gun control calls from the right.
Yeah.
You're
Dude,
you're
we
gonna
saw
you're
that
gonna
after
see
the trans shooter a couple weeks ago
100%.
because
They're like, should
that's what drove
trannies have the Second Amendment?
right.
Yeah.
Those
Yes,
trannies,
they
they're
should,
mentally
buddy.
ill. Yeah, well, they might be mentally ill, but they're
Who
mentally
gets to
ill
decide what mental illness is? A
exactly
couple of
by
podcast hosts wearing tinfoil hats saying the N word on the internet?
exactly. That's my
You gonna
point.
take my guns?
Right. So you get to call them mentally ill, and then the next time a Democrat comes back into power, then they can say anybody that wore a fucking MAGA hat, or anybody that kissed the butthole of Israel, or anybody that spoke out against this or vaccines. Now you're mentally fucking ill, and your guns are gone, and it's
Well, dude,
the
honestly, my
pendulum.
wife, she went. Damn it, my cat is in here, and there's a
You're fine.
fly, and my cat is trying to catch the fly, so there's chaos happening, and
You're
I'm
fine. You're
distractible as fuck. Anyway, so
fine.
my wife, she refused some fucking vaccine, whatever the fuck it was, and they put it on her medical chart as like it was like a mental illness. Basically, they were
Like
like,
a non-compliance
yeah,
almost. Yeah.
refusal of vaccine syndrome or something. We were like, what the
Hell,
fuck does that mean?
yeah.
Because you can look at your chart afterward and they like, dude, anyways, it was ridiculous. I was like, this is going to be used against us later, you
Social
know?
credit score shit. Yes, sir. Because everything is data mining nowadays. That's the funny thing is like also, you know, I I love shitting on the left and the right. Shared a meme yesterday. It's got Mr. Rogers up front doing one middle finger. It's obviously fake. He's doing a middle finger that says whenever the left calls me a conservative, and then it shows two middle fingers when it says when the conservatives call me left, and it's like exactly, or I mean a liberal and conservative, whatever. But you get my point. It's like because these people they don't realize that the pendulum swings back and forth. Us that got into the idea of libertarianism, and then maybe we evolved past that, or we're still half in there, or anarcho libertarian or whatever sub fucking genre of metal you want to call it nowadays. But it's like we started recognizing that the left versus right thing is a bunch of horseshit. So then once you see what the right is calling for right now, like let me ask your opinion on this whole like doxing and losing their job situation. Now I think it's kind of fucked up for people to be
You're
going,
hitting me right in the feels, buddy.
well,
I've
yeah.
gotten
Well,
doxed
but
and
I'm
lost my
also,
job.
I know, but I'm saying these people are posting these things, and while they're out of character or they're whatever, a lot of them are teachers. So I'm kind of like on the fence on it. But my fucking libertarian kicks in, and I'm like, yo, motherfuckers, they've got some website with 20,000 names on it plus and building already as of yesterday. And you're like, you're just pounds here and all this same shit you've been rallying against. You're doing the same goddamn
They're
thing.
trying to fight fire with fire. I understand where they're coming from. I think it's stupid. I'm not a fan of it personally. I think personally, I think it really depends, dude. If we're talking game theory here, if we're talking some game theory here, the right is always plays by the rules and always like takes the what do you call that,
The
like
higher, the moral
yeah, the
higher
moral
ground.
moral high ground, and be like,
Yeah.
well, they don't always, but they pretend to, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because they're fucking, you know what I mean? But
Hypocrites.
they never put the death knell in the enemy, and they hardly ever do this because, really, if you look at the Republicans and Democrats, they're like they're sidling up, and they're like, we're gonna scooch this way an inch. No, we're gonna scooch this way an inch,
Mhm.
like because it's the uniparty, and so there's a reason why the Republicans and Democrats never fucking like stab each other. I mean, this is a terrible example right now because we're talking
I know
rest in
where you're
peace,
going.
everyone. But you
Why
know
it
what I mean?
never pops off. Yeah.
It never really like they never do the thing that they could do to like really destroy the other one.
It's like two black dudes getting ready to get into a fight. Nobody's willing to swing, but they're like so close, they might as well be fucking kissing each other. They're just like,
Hmm.
what? And they don't do anything. It's
And when
kind of where
nobody's
like left
looking,
and right is.
they actually slip a little tongue in each other's
Right.
mouth.
Assert
Yeah, 'cause-
dominance.
yeah. But it's just funny to me, but like the people that are doing this maybe are like just real human beings that are angry. And because they're true believers. The people that are like they're like they drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? I mean I
Mhm.
don't know who's behind these websites. Maybe it's more feds, maybe it's more chaos, but
Well, where
it
does it go from here? I mean, does it actually
to
pop
me
off? We just watched a live stream
that's what they
fucking
want.
assassination.
I mean, you see movies like what is that really stupid movie, Katniss Aberdeen or whatever the fuck her dumbass name
Oh,
is.
Hunger Games and shit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Hunger Games and shit. Like it's all about like we rose up once and then we got our dicks smashed in the dirt
Hmm.
and but you're always like, well, why did they encourage us to do it again? Because they want you to rise up. They want to know who the enemy is. This is kind of like a thousand flowers bloom sort of like situation where like Mao
Hmm.
Zedong went to like the colleges and was like talked to all the young students and was like giving them flyers and saying like, hey, I just want to have like a one-on-one like gave him flyers like can you give us like open criticism, like I want to hear feedback, like tell me what's going on, what are your thoughts, what's working, what's not working, do you agree with what we're doing? And they're like, oh, I love, sure, and they fucking filled them out and then he was like, okay, dead
Uh-huh.
and then
Data
just clean it
collecting.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, honestly I think that's kind of what Twitter is right now. They're just letting it run wild, like who say all the anti-Semitic shit you want.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's why
you can do it.
I
You can
kind of
do
don't
it.
even get on Twitter very often because every time I do, I'm like, motherfucker, like I got a dark sense of humor and shit. Like every time I start scrolling, I'm like, Facebook and Instagram's depressing enough. This is fucking insane, you know. But
Yeah,
I'm with
dude, it's
you.
dark. It's all feds. It's all
It's almost
feds.
like a porno site or something. It's like the darker shit you're into, the more shit they're collecting on you, almost, you
Well,
know.
and then they got weird porno on Twitter too. If
Mm,
you're into weird shit, there's all kinds of gross stuff you can find there too. Yeah, it really is. It's
Twitter
a
on our
perfect
Facebook, man.
cesspool. Yeah.
Twitter all over
But
Facebook.
to get back to what you were saying, I'm not necessarily a fan of it. I don't like it, but if I am playing some sort of game theory and there is an actual like concerted effort from the Republicans to take out the Democrats or the right wingers to take out the liberals and the fucking trannies and whatever,
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think you should defeat your enemy completely. I think you should fucking stab the. God damn it! I'm not making. It's terrible. I can't make any.
Right. We can't make any references anymore because it's like
Chop the snake's head off.
they
If
have to
you're gonna
be,
play that game. Shit or get
yeah,
off the pot. But I'm personally not a fan of it because I think all it's gonna do again, like we were talking about before, is just gonna fucking raise the temperature in the room, and it's not good.
right. You know, let me ask this too, because I've been kind of spinning this in my head for the past couple of weeks. And this isn't some like, oh fuck Trump, nothing conversation, but it's just thoughts, right? So with Trump deciding to roll in National Guard into some of these cities and clean up like Washington, DC, and then he starts making his apocalypse
This is
now meme
definitely
and shit.
provocation, dude, and normalization.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
normalization, 100%. Okay, you're going to know where I'm going with this then. So putting those in the cities and then all of the timing of all this shit. Like we live in, it's not the 60s anymore with MK Ultra where they Operation
It
Midnight
is.
Climax and shit. This is like open world MK Ultra at this point between our cell phones, between the shit we see in the streets, between whatever. I mean, there could be Manchurian candidates. That's why we got all of this weird shit just popping off all at once. That's a thought too. But anyways, back to what I was saying is we have the National Guard rolling out into certain cities. And then the bigger of a resistance that's going to get is going to give a bigger push for Trump to add to more cities. And then now, if we've got race war and potential civil war popping off, we're going to have that like good old boy shit of like, what if something pops off in Chicago, race war, whites versus blacks? Who are the National Guard going to shoot? Are they going to shoot at all? Are they going to put their guns down? Or we get, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that? It's like it's a giant fucking pot of gasoline
They're
with a
gonna
match
shoot
thrown in.
anyone with a gun.
Yeah.
Personally, okay, so my thoughts on it, essentially with the MK Ultra stuff. Thomas was saying and making the case that like MK Ultra has just expanded, and it's just in everything now. And
Mm-hmm.
there's people that are more susceptible to it, and there's people that like you and I like. I can sit there and look at like Coco Melon and know something's weird and wrong about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's happening here? But there are some people that are susceptible to that shit, and they are gonna get like a little weird little
Oh,
program and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's in our food. It's in the probably this energy drink that I'm drinking that I shouldn't be.
probably
Right.
in my Keystone Light I'm drinking.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're definitely MK Ultra.
Yep.
Uh, but I mean, I think that's true. Another interesting thing, dude, is that MK Ultra was really it started in the mental hospitals. Like it started in a place in the prisons and the mental institutions because they had the state had like custody basically of these people and they could do anything that they wanted. And now you're seeing a push from Donald Trump to say, "Hey, let's lock up the crazy people."
Hmm.
Let's take all those crazy people, get them off the streets. Anybody that's a danger to themselves, and again, who the fuck decides who's crazy?
Yeah.
Who decides? And dude, once they declare you like 5150, if you're declared like fucking mentally ill or whatever the fuck it is,
Mhm.
you lose every fucking civil right you have. You're nothing. You don't
Same
get
as
an
being
attorney.
labeled a
You don't get
terrorist.
any.
Everything's taken away. Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, that is like the most dangerous thing in the world. And we're just saying you can involuntarily just hold these people indefinitely because they're crazy.
Right.
Dude, dude, and then as soon as somebody's arrested, like, because I might be able to make the case while I'm out and people can like see me every day. I can talk to them. They
Uh-huh.
know that I'm not fucking losing my mind. But as soon as somebody has you in a fucking cage and then it's just them saying that you're crazy and the media, you know what I mean? Dude, you're gone forever. You're
The
just gone.
gaslighting. Yeah.
They can
And
just
that's
hold
the
somebody forever. That was the thing that they were saying about what's his stupid name? The guy I think he's originally Australian or maybe he's uh the one that was getting that was plowing out Pam Anderson in the British consulate of Ecuador. You know what I'm talking about? Edward's not Edward Snowden. He's in Russia. What's it?
Julian Assange.
Julian Assange, right?
Yeah. I was like, where are
They're
you going with this? But yes, yeah, I got you.
yeah, he was pounding out Pam Anderson in the equatorial, yeah. Anyways, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Ambassadorship up there in
Yeah.
England. But when they were able to finally raid it, because they didn't have justification, they didn't have, they couldn't, they weren't allowed to. But they were like, he's smearing shit on the walls. He's doing it. Like they were saying that he like completely lost his mind and he was completely crazy. And that's when they came in and fucking grabbed him. How do I know he was smearing shit on the walls? I mean,
Yeah.
you wanted him so goddamn bad. You were looking for any fucking way to arrest him. They were trying to make backdoor deals with Ecuador, and I think that's probably what that was. It's horseshit, dude.
Hmm.
Anyways, I don't like that, so I think you're gonna get a new flavor of MK Ultra when they have any of these people that they can just take in, and who knows if they're going to a crazy house or a re-indoctrination camp where they can like Zoolander style, you know, MK
Yeah,
Ultra, like
exactly.
turn these people into fucking Manchurian candidates. But you were talking about like normalization of like military in the streets. I think that's a very real fucking thing. I think they're getting people used to the idea. I think that was also all of the. You remember like about a year ago when you couldn't not look up in the sky and see a fucking drone or a UFO?
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that was getting people normalized to that too. They're like, there's going to be things flying in the sky. You're going to just get used to it. There's going to be drones everywhere.
It's like
That's what
They
I
Live, the
always think
little
it is.
fucking drone thing that flies in on They Live and spies on you.
Hmm.
Get used to it. Well, dude, we're like weirdly, I don't know. Have you been keeping up on it's similar subject to people waking up and noticing, but have you been seeing what's going on in fucking UK today?
Nope.
There's like 3 million people protesting out in the streets of the UK right now, trying to take their country back. And,
Good.
like there's been this big rise of waving the Union Jack flag and everything like that recently. And they're even trying to deem that like racist. You're like, it's only racist because you
Look,
let your population get overrun
at
because
this
this is
point,
like,
dude, in England, it sucks, and you will get arrested for saying these things. If I went to England, I would probably be immediately thrown in handcuffs or something. Um, here's the thing.
we'd be the guy from V for Vendetta where they just come in, throw the bag on your head, and drag you out in the house.
Uh, got one of those here.
Nice.
Anyways, uh, what I'm saying is this. Uh, what they have been playing around with for a long time, and maybe people unknowingly are working for these people or at least playing into their hand. But look, all of this has been very anti-white,
Hmm.
and you now are going to see white solidarity. And I personally think they've always should have had that. It's okay to have an in-group preference. White people are important. White people are great. I like white people. I'm a
Have
white
you
person
kept up with the
advocate.
story in Arkansas? The whites only community, the Araval guy or whatever his name is?
I'm all for it, dude. I
Because
want
if you
every
self check
community
out,
to
you're
do
not
that.
saying that I don't want to be around these black people or these Jews or
Yes, they
this or
are,
that.
and that's okay. And that's okay if
Yeah,
they don't want to be around them.
you're
Look,
self
dude,
segregating. You're not
there
segregating
are
others.
exactly. And also, look, there's I can find you right now probably about 10 articles about like black people that want to do their own thing and do their
Hmm.
like there is a there's like a resort in fucking I think it's Jamaica where they're saying we are tired of white people and it stresses us out and it gives us PTSD because of slavery 400 years ago or something retarded. And they're like, every time I see a white person, I'm triggered. And so they have like black only
Black, 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 black.
resorts.
No, triggered
And
literally.
these are all like rich, these are all Uncle Toms. These are all like, but not
Uh-huh.
like Uncle Toms. They're like the rich. Oh, thank you, Bubba.
Like
Okay,
they weren't
close the
necessarily
door
the
for you, man.
slaves, but they're still triggered by the situation of the thing.
They're all just rich academic retards, is what
Yeah,
they are.
yeah,
And they like to play they're weekend worrying that they're victims.
yeah,
So they're they're taking their fucking really expensive resort where they don't have to be around white people. And that's fine, dude. I don't give a fuck. In
yeah.
fact, I don't want to be there at all. I don't
Yes.
want to
Why
go there.
force it? Yeah,
And here's the thing, dude. Let people separate and let people do their own thing. That's the whole idea of freedom of association, and that was the biggest problem with the civil rights bill in the 1960s was that it was forced integration. Like I'm all for integration, dude. I live in near Portland, and it still is mostly white people. It's like 80% white people, and they're the worst kind actually. I mean I
yeah.
want some good whites. These are all like fucking weird
They're the
tranny
ones Malcolm
vaccinated
X warned
retarded
about. Yeah,
whites.
yeah,
But look, there are places where it works well, and there's places that they don't. And where people are allowed to just naturally kind of self-segregate, people do. And you know what? There are people that want to get together and hang out. Look, I'm mixed.
hmm
I'm a mutt, dude. I got all kinds of things in me, and that's fine.
yeah. Exactly.
But if somebody doesn't want to play with you, you can't force them to play with you on the playground. You can't like hold them hostage.
Well, that's the funny thing. It reminds me of I saw somebody. I don't remember who it was. I'd give a shout out. Man, they had a great. It was a screenshot of a tweet, but it was this whole irony of back to the kind of it's the same exact thing, but kind of with the Charlie Kirk situation of like, man, you know what would be great to do right now is to live stream somebody going to a gay baker and ask for a Charlie Kirk memorial cake. And you're like, oh shit, it's like when you think about it like that, it's kind of like what you're saying is like, I don't want to be there if you don't want to be there, but there is this fun tactic that the right is using the left's mentality now of like, well, we'll play, fight fire with fire. And you're like, man, that's what they want you to do. Back to kind of what we were saying is a little bit earlier is we're just like, yeah, people are starting to self segregate, but we're also self, I don't know, imposing fucking government crackdown on ourselves as well because we're just playing tattletale horse shit right now. And it's like maybe if everybody just got the fuck away from each other, go buy some land, get the fuck away out of the cities, get out. Like,
There's and there are dummies that like cities that want to do that, and a lot of these are like, it's funny, dude. These rich white elite cunts, and I use elite in quotes because they're not elite. They're actually weak and pathetic.
hmm,
Uh, the ones that just love, but when they talk about multiculturalism, they're just talking about the restaurants that they want to eat at. They just want and they want to be
you're not
served
wrong.
by them. They're like, I don't want a white person making me carne asada. I want that beaner over there.
He
Make
knows
me
how to
a
do it.
taco,
Right.
spick. And it is. It's an elitist mentality, and they in a big city like that to have the type of like capitalist all the ambiance that you want, you have to have an underclass. You need people that are going to take your garbages out. You
Hmm.
need people that are going to mop the floors. You need people that are going to make you a hamburger at 2 in the morning. And so, like, these people are elitist cunts. They like to pretend they're like socialists and egalitarians, but no, they're elitist cunts, and they want to see that Mexican back there working hard, sweating to make a fucking burrito for them. Or you know what it
Yeah.
is? It is. It's weird white racism in a different way. It's a different kind of colonialism, if you will. And I don't give a shit because it's all like, I mean, it's all voluntary. I don't care. Like
Well, it's
that
funny when they
dealer back
out
there, he's
themselves.
also exploiting you and taking your money, and I
Yeah,
hope he overcharges you.
capitalism, baby. It's
Yeah.
funny. You remember, like, they're always the first to out themselves too. It's like I was watching. I brought up Malcolm X a second ago. It's like his old clip talking about the fox is worse than the wolf because the fox will smile at you and look like he's your friend while he's up close. Meanwhile, he's eating your chickens and shit. And that's like he was talking about white liberal women, basically.
He was kind of,
And
yeah, dude. He has
and
a
it's funny
fucking
because
quote.
I
He
was going to say, do
says,
you remember the video
yeah,
clip of Kelly Osbourne when Trump came into office and they just fucking out themselves? She was on The View or whatever as a guest and she was talking about Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, obviously. And she was saying, Mr. Trump, if you build the wall and get rid of the Mexicans, who's going to clean your toilets?
yeah.
And you're like, you just said this to millions of fucking people. Like, you just outed yourself that, like, you
Yeah.
basically said Mexicans are only good if they can clean your fucking toilet, Kelly Osbourne. Like, so yeah, they are the worst.
And dude, and here's the thing, and this is why you're never really gonna get why you're never gonna shut the border, and why you're never gonna get rid of the Mexicans, because like I stated earlier, you need a permanent underclass
Mm-hmm.
to it for the model of capitalism that we have, which I actually think is kind of exploitative,
Crony
because this
capital.
isn't real capitalism.
Yeah.
You need a permanent underclass, period. And all of those giant right wing corporations, anything you want, and even somebody like, well, we'll talk about it in a second because, but they need, or they don't need, but they want. So what I think is exploited, or what's evil about capitalism right now, is that they have to increase. They have to increase revenue period for the stakeholders. It always has to go up. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's the problem. They can't just like, hey, we're making a profit, same as last year. Everybody fucking wins out. We're doing a good job. We're selling a good fucking thing. Like, no, it needs to go up 10% every fucking
It
like.
can
And
never
so like
plateau.
it
Yes.
never plateaus. So then they're always like gouging and doing all these fucking terrible things and exploiting people because they have to for the stakeholder's stake. You know that whole idea. There's other issues that I have with the capitalism that we have right now, but uh, long story short, they need, quote unquote, because of that, they need basically a permanent underclass that they can underpay and overwork. So they're gonna, but also, I mean, if we're being honest here, it's a better opportunity that they have back at home, or else they wouldn't be over here.
That's the truth
They're
of
not
it too. It's a
they're
double-edged
not
sword.
traveling all the fucking way over here 1,000 plus
Well,
miles.
that's the
Yeah,
exploitation, is that they know that the people are willing to do it because it's better than where they're from, yet at the same time, the other people that could do those jobs or certain things like that could be getting a better wage because it's not an under the table job. So then in the end, it's saving the fucking CEO and the owners of the companies money by undercutting and not
bingo, right
taxing
to the
these people. And
stakeholders, dude. Yep.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, where does it go from there? Because man, like I grew up in East Tulsa, Oklahoma, and most of my friends were black and Mexican, and I liked everybody. Like every time I got to go to their houses, like it wasn't this big stereotypical horse shit. I mean, maybe there's tiny stereotypes, but this horse shit that they always tell you on the news. That's why it's like we try to tell people like meet your neighbors, make some fucking friends. Don't listen to what they tell you on your algorithm because like Mexicans always brought me in. They were cool and shit, family oriented. I'm like, I got no problem with these people.
Every
But
time I
then
go to their house, dude, they'd fucking fill my gut until
yeah,
I was like, I couldn't
and send
stop
me
you.
home with
You
a
want another
fucking dozen
tamale, dude? You
tamales.
want another one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, dude, yeah. No,
but
they're fucking for the most part. The people there are good folks. Here's the problem though, because even my friends' parents that were like the sweetest, kindest people, that were like feeding me, um, they were also selling heroin, and they
oh, I don't
were
doubt it. Yeah,
also
yeah.
and that because dude, when you get here, you're like poor, you don't have anything else going on. Almost every single one of my friends that like came here from Mexico, when they came over here, they had like an ounce of black tar heroin in their ass, or like on
Yeah,
them. You know what I mean? Because once they got here, they're going to sell it, and then they had a little bit of pocket money, and then they
something
can
to
get
get.
adjusted.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it is kind of shitty, dude, and that has more to do with us in like a prohibition thing, incentivizing drug dealers and making it so valuable and making it so that like it is a fucking thing. You know what I mean? If you could buy heroin that was clean and Coca-Cola made your cocaine and you could go and get it at Walgreens, then it would be lab tested. It wouldn't have fentanyl in it. It wouldn't, it wouldn't have any of those fucking issues. It'd be clean. You knew the dose that you were taking, and then you could just buy it. It would be I hate taxes, but it would be taxpayer. You would pay your taxes on or whatever. It would just
right.
help the site, whatever it is, dude. But instead, you have little fucking beaners shoving big balls of fucking heroin in their ass, trying to fucking swim over a border over here and fucking sell it. Like
Right.
it's not good, dude. And so people are getting bodies smuggled, people, doing all kinds of terrible things because of the incentive structure that makes it like so fucking valuable. So the black market explodes.
That's
Um,
so weird about what's going on in this country right now, man. It's like everything is coming from, I mean, a lot of people, I saw some people on different podcasts recently talking about same thing about drugs, but they always forget about the Canadian border. Like there's all kinds of shit in China and shit, fucking Russian shit down through. And I'm not trying to bring up the whole like talking point of China, like Trump or everybody does, but
we
no, for
should. They
real,
are our biggest, most important
China,
geopolitical enemy. Period. They're the
most of
only
their
ones
fucking
that actually could be an enemy.
yeah.
Russia's a joke.
Yeah, dude, Russia is just a scapegoat. It's like Batman and
Russia
Robin. You
could
can't.
nuke us if they want to kill us.
No,
They
they could.
can. They're like an the malnourished, like skinny, kind of like wiry but tough. You know what I mean? He's kind of wiry but tough, but he hasn't had like a good meal or like a good night's sleep in a while. He's kind of a little
He
weak
could
and
get
kind of
some good
old.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He can still get some good ones in, and he's got a fucking revolver.
right,
So like he could kill you, but he's over here.
right.
You know what I
But no,
mean?
with China, it's like the fentanyl problem is most of it is actually coming through the Canadian border that people don't realize. So it's like we're always focused on the wrong thing, shiny object over here, and something else is going on over here. And that's our problem where we are right now is like we're so desensitized. And I'm
Like
glad you said that.
what were they hiding when Charlie Kirk got killed? What were they doing behind the scenes?
Oh
What
yeah,
were they?
well,
No, you know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
that's a diversion. They're like, "Hey, squirrel, get your attention over
yeah.
here, dude."
And
Yeah, they were doing something, dude.
we
Every
forgot about
single
nine
time you look
11.
it up later, they were doing something.
Oh yeah, there was Schumer was trying to push some shit through with releasing the Epstein files, and then that got shot down by like 3 votes on the Republican side. There was something else. Oh, more money to Israel passed through this week as well that nobody just kind of gives a shit about. But it is weird. Didn't you notice everybody fucking forgot about 9/11? Like they've always
We have a new
what was the saying?
9/11.
Never forget.
Yeah, we got a new 9/11, dude. Yeah.
It is
It's,
weird.
it's interesting, dude. Yeah, I mean, 9/11 truth is coming, I think, to the mainstream, which is very interesting. And I think that conversation is being more openly talked about with normies. And I think that people are really going to wake up to that one here pretty soon. And I think that's one of the other things that they're trying to cover up because our greatest ally that we keep dumping money on was behind 9/11. The planning, they knew about it. They had a fucking tripod and a bunch of fucking like secret service, like 3-letter agency assholes with a tripod pointed at the fucking. They were up on a hill, pointed at the twin towers, and they were waiting. And they said, "Oh, we were here to document this." When they got arrested, because they were dancing, they were like high fiving and fucking doing like jigs and shit. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Why the fuck are these people celebrating? What the hell is going on?" And so people call the cops on them. They got arrested. This is called the Dancing Israelis for anybody that
Oh
wants to
yeah.
look this up. You can go look this up. And then as soon as so the cops were holding them, and as soon as they like contacted like the FBI, they were like, "Let them go." Like,
Mhm.
what do you mean? They have connections. Let them go. Like, what? What? Fuck. All right. So then they let the guys go. They immediately went to Israel. And
Mhm.
then they went on one of their like national daytime television shows and admitted the entire
Bragged
fucking
about it.
thing. Yeah, you can watch this now. It's in Israeli, but you can get a decent translation at this point,
Mhm.
and you can hear them straight up, yes, brag about it. Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. The other weird thing too that everybody forgets is that like all airlines were shut down that day immediately as we're told by the situation or as the situation happens. But then all of Tim Osmond, I mean, Osama bin Laden's family gets to fly out of the country. They're the only fucking planes that are flying out. Like, that's a weird 9/11 truth that doesn't get brought up enough that you're like, didn't we just shut down all fucking flight across the entire goddamn country? And then, like,
Because the Bin
remember, they
Ladens
knew
have
it
been
was
working
him
for us for
immediately.
decades, dude. They're family friends with the Bushes.
Yeah. Well, all the way back to the freaking Mujahideen and shit, or whatever, Mujahideen, whatever it is. He was
And
an
Al
asset. It was
Qaeda
Tim Osmond.
was Al Qaeda, and even before that, like all of those people, they were trained and funded by the U.S. government. We taught them how to fight. We taught them how to fight insurgency. We wanted them to kick the Russians out of Afghanistan. We were like trying to, well, not kick them out. We were trying to actually entice them into Afghanistan and keep them
Yep.
fighting and weakening themselves. And then we played the same fucking game.
Yeah, exactly. You're a useful asset until you're not useful anymore. And it's interesting that we're falling for this same old narrative and horseshit all over again because remember, right after 9/11 happened, everybody with the whole Patriot Act rolling out. Well, I don't have any problem with it because I got nothing to hide. Remember, that was a fucking excuse everybody used
My
forever.
sister still says that shit.
Yeah, but nowadays, if it's like the UK or something like that, you post something on fucking line about a Muslim dude, then you can get fired from your job, you can get arrested, you can. So you don't have anything to hide while it's enacted and you agree with it. Now we're to the point of like back to the idea of taking guns away from trans because they're mentally ill. I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking Second Amendment absolutionist. Like, fuck you. Like, I mean, and if there's a bad guy with a gun, then I'd rather have my gun while I'm around the bad guy. Like that's just the world we live in. I
I
don't want
want
anybody making a
guns
rule to take it away from me.
and
So it's like,
vending machines on every corner in every neighborhood.
what
You
kind of
should be able to
machines?
buy. I want guns and vending machines
Oh yeah, yeah,
in every fucking corner in every fucking neighborhood. You should be able to buy a fucking M4. You should get anything you want. You want a fucking machine gun?
yeah,
Get a machine gun.
right. That's the old
You
school
want a
libertarian
rocket
shit.
launcher? I
Hmm. Well, that's what's kind of funny about we were kind of talking about Jews and shit earlier, but old Spike Cohen, and he's Jewish, he's libertarian, he was gonna possibly run for president at some point, but a few years
hope he
ago,
doesn't.
yeah, well, he's funny though, social media wise, was my point, and he
I like
likes
Spike
guns.
Cohen. I don't have a problem with him. I just think running for the Libertarian Party is a waste of time, and then they get a whole bunch of people to like donate and get money just for what?
Yeah, yeah, it's a
You
waste of
guys are a running fucking joke. The Libertarian Party is a running fucking joke. Not libertarians. Little L libertarians are great. Big L libertarians are retarded. Anyways, I like Spike
yeah.
Cohen. I know he
Well, no,
ran
but
for
he
vice
had
president.
posted a
Yeah.
photo a couple years ago. He got to shoot a fucking RPG or something like that. So he was like, "I will now be known as Bazooka Jew," and I'm like, "That's the fucking funniest thing I've seen in a long time."
Yeah,
Man,
Spike
Nate, where do
Cohen's
you
a
think we're going? Let's
good
wrap
guy.
this up, brother.
Okay, where do I think we're going? I honestly, personally, in the short term, I think we're going to heal from this. It's going to be all right. In the long term, I think that shit is just getting started. I
Mm-hmm.
like that white people are starting to unify, at least in England. Look, I mean, look, you need to collectivize the same way every other fucking group does, or else you're just going to get robbed and raped like you have been over and
Quit
over and
being
over again.
pussies. Yes.
Start thinking about things that actually like help you and your people. Like, look, even if it's just your family, the way you think about your family, like, look, this sounds fucked up and it seems counterintuitive to every fucking white person right now. And only sounds fucked up to white people. White people hear this and they get all fucking butthurt and go, "What the fuck are you saying? What you mean that we should have like a conscious, like we should collectivize? We should actually give a shit about each other? That's racist." Retard. Guess what? Every other fucking group is doing that right now. You're
Mm-hmm.
the only one not playing your fucking hand. And how's it working out for you? You're becoming the minority in every single one of your countries.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and guess what? And it's has it gotten better? Has this multiculturalism gotten better because you're not paying attention? You're not like, look, I'm not telling white people that you're supreme. I'm not a fucking white supremacist. I think that's retarded. I think that white people are important. I think white people have created the modern world that I live in. Like on a Christopher Columbus Day, not Indigenous Day, whatever the fuck you want to do. I call it Go Thank a White Person Day. Because look at me, I'm a big fat spick. I might have been sacrificed just to bring the sun back or something stupid.
Right?
But instead, I'm in like a nice house with air conditioning. Thank you, white people, for colonizing my ass. No, look, white people are important. They create the society that we're in. Also, white people are cunts too, just like everybody else. But
Sure.
here's the thing: keep take care of your fucking kids, dude. Police your fucking societies. Don't let these fucking barbarians in. Like, this is the biggest thing that I want people to realize. Okay, cultures are important. Your culture, white people, are important. Quit pretending that white people don't have culture. I want extra mayonnaise on that. Like, yes, yes, you do, dude. Yes, we do. We have like, there's a reason why that we don't just like. Have you ever fucking been in a grocery store with the Chinese? They fucking bump your cart and push you out of the way and don't
Oh,
make eye
Chinese
contact
grocery
with you.
stores?
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
no, in a fucking like in Winco, at like goddamn grocery store.
Oh,
If
I've
there's a
gone to
Chinese
Chinese
person,
grocery stores, but go ahead. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but Chinese people they just have a different culture because they're from a place where there's 4 trillion other people,
Move
and
and go
yeah,
constantly. Yeah.
and so they just like smack my cart, and I'm like, "Hey, asshole!" And they won't even like look at you. They're just like, "Fuck you," and they just keep going. Look, culture is important. I like Americana culture more than I like that asshole's culture. Look,
Hmm.
it's okay to have preferences, and it's okay to enforce the norms here. You want to come to America? Act like an American. Respect our rights, respect our cultures, respect our rules, respect our laws. I mean, and that makes me sound like a xenophobe. Okay, yes. Do I sound like racist? Sure, I'm racist. Fuck you,
Hmm.
I'm racist. Fuck you. Why? Because I'm not going to go by your buzzwords. I'm not going to let you control what I say. I'm not going to let you compel my speech by you throwing words at me. I'm whatever you say I am. I'm a transphobe, homophobe, Islamophobe, anti anything you want to call me. Fuck
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, exactly. Because then we get past the buzzword. We're like, okay, now that those are over with, yeah, sure, I'm all of them. So what's your point? And then they don't have a point. They just have a buzzword to
I'm
throw
a
at you.
red-blooded American. I am a husband, Christian, father. I want the best for my family. I want the best for my community.
Hmm.
That's important. Take care of you guys. Dude, quit fucking caring about what's happening on the macro. Start taking care of the micro, and then the
Yes.
macro will come together.
Took the words out of my mouth, brother. Dude, that's why I like this because you're not afraid to shoot from the hip and talking stitt. It's like some people might not like it, some people might like it. It's just being
If you
honest, and
don't
we're
like
just
it, fuck you.
exactly. If you don't like big red gum, then fuck you. But dude, that's the funny thing about it is sometimes a couple retards such as ourselves wearing tinfoil hats with Bigfoot behind us and Burt Gummer from Trimmers, we can actually speak some truth that actually makes some sense other than everybody just like you said buying into what's going on in Israel, what's going on in Russia, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on here. Like, stop fucking worrying about everybody else and worry about yourself. Fuck the macro, go back to the micro, and then it only gets better from there once you start within.
Rest in peace, Iryna. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I feel very bad for his family. I hope God blesses his kids and his wife. It's a fucking terrible loss. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Ending there. Yeah. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
And also, I will say that on both of them, rest in peace as well. And this is not, as I'm bringing this in for a landing, this is not the time to really get into fucking crazy mode right now. Like, do we all have guns? Do we all have outrage? Do we all have
You know what
emotions?
Charlie Kirk wouldn't want? You fucking nutting
Exactly.
up and hurting people.
Exactly. This is not fucking Red Dawn. Okay. This is a time for everybody to just chill the fuck out and try to
Hey,
talk.
dummy, if you pick up a gun and get violent, Israel wins.
Exactly. Because the puppeteers at the end of the day, man, Stitt-Heads. I don't want to end on a somber note, but I want to end on a good heart, good full fucking heart moment. Just love your fucking neighbor. Love each other, man. Like, just take it back to biblical times. You don't have to be a biblical person. Just fucking open your brain and turn your goddamn phone off. Like the guy from Utah said, the governor, go touch some goddamn grass, dude. Just chill. Everybody needs to chill out right now. The hateful fucking tweets, the doxing everybody with their jobs, the ideas for fucking guns in the streets. No, because then they win. So what I've been saying for a long time, It's not red versus blue, it's the feds versus you. So, guys, thanks for another episode of Talking Stitt. You tuned into Nate, Reality Czars. Cool as shit, brother. Thanks for joining me again, man. And guys, don't forget to put the ass in classy, and I'll see you next time, bitches. No fucking civil war. I will kick your ass, I promise.